Hey guys, thanks for coming by. Welcome to the fourth edition episode. I haven't decided what to call these things. Installment? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, what they should be called. Episode seems a little presumptuous. I don't know because it's like 5 minutes, well, 15 minutes. So we'll see. But thanks for coming by. So last week we talked about AI a little bit. We talked about the Goldman Sachs article that basically says that AI may not be as inevitable as we think it's going to be. I got a lot of good feedback on that from some of you, which mostly was along the lines of, yes, we do enjoy occasional posts that are not about games and gaming. That may be about game development or game development takes. But AI fatigue is real. We're all a little bit sick of the Gemini commercials and all the various mega corporations beating us about the head and shoulders about AI, and of course we're constantly hearing about how it's taking jobs, etc. So yeah, we may not continue or push further topics on AI. I don't know. We might. I've got some ideas for a vlog where I actually show you guys using AI in my day-to-day work because I have been using it a little bit, and it's actually very useful for the stuff that I've been doing with it. It's a different topic. I don't want to go too far into that. I'm already digging into it. So let's just say we'll put that baby to rest for now and we'll talk about it some other time. So what are we going to talk about this week? This week is all about the Prepatch event, the Radiant Echoes, or Memories of Azeroth. It dropped live on Tuesday. They came up at a pretty reasonable time. And let me tell you, the reaction is mixed at best. So let me walk you through my experience to start off with. So I started off, I logged in and immediately got a bug right out of the gate. Now, to be fair, this is not Blizzard's fault. This is my add-on Dialogue UI, but it popped up the quest text on top of the cinematic, and then dismissing that, put all of my UI on top of the cinematic, and then it wouldn't go away. So I'm watching this really cool immersive cinematic with all my UI just pasted right square on top. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're off to a great start. Just finished that. I was able to view the cinematic later on. They do give you opportunities to view it later on, so I was able to get the full cinematic experience in game without having to look at my UI on top of it. So then I did the quest, which comes up, has a little bit of a story. And of course, there's another little cinematic, and I got another bug for that cinematic. Halfway through the cinematic, all of my character voice cut out. And then it cut out for like everyone. Like the NPCs weren't talking, and the other quest text wasn't talking. All voice dialogue had gone away. I had to log completely out to fix that and get back in. So off to a really great start. It was glorious. But the quest has you basically, Khadgar says, hey, go participate in a Radiant Echoes event and I'll give you some stuffs. So I went over and right down in the portal room in Dalaran, there are 3 new portals, one to each of the zones, and one of them says, hey, the Radiant Echoes are going on here, jump in. So I did, and it said, the echoes are subdued, and you may kill lingering echoes or return to Dalaran. And I'm like, okay, so I guess I've missed the event. I'll go to one of the spots marked on the map and kill lingering echoes, I suppose, so I can participate in the event. And I went and did that for like an hour. And I thought, okay, well, this is the event. This is what we got. I went back to Dalaran when it said the new event was about to start. I saw the event coming up. I popped in. And here's the Radiant Echoes event in its entirety. You start off and you kill a giant Memory of Azeroth blob. Big blob with blue colored with gold tinge like all of the memories. You then are given a variety of world quest like events throughout the zone. All of the group, everyone that's in the zone spreads out, flies on their dragons to the various spots and participates and just finishes those world events. And then you fly back to where you started and you defeat a world boss that is specific to the zone that you're in. So it's Onyxia for Dustwater Marsh. And it's awesome because everybody is always shouting, mini whelps, handle it! More dots, stop dots. That's going on constantly during the Onyxia fight. And then for Syrian Gorge, it's Ragnarok. And then for Dragonblight, it's Arthas. And literally it takes like a minute, 2 minutes to. As a matter of fact, if I get my true shot off twice in that time frame, it's a surprise. And my true shot has a 2 minute cooldown. So there you go. And that's it. The event is over. It literally takes about 9 minutes to do the entire event from start to finish. And then that's all for another hour and a half. The only other thing for you to do to participate in the event for the next hour and a half is to kill mobs. And when you're grinding the mobs, the drop rate for the currency that you need to get the upgraded gear is super slow. So as you can imagine, people are not happy. Reddit is on fire. The WoW Discord is on fire. And it just across the board. Because here's the thing. Blizzard has made a huge thing about this expansion wanting to change some of the things they do and to respect your time. And this is literally the opposite of respecting your time. Because at the hour and a half mark, if you need to go to the bathroom or your wife says, hey, I need some help unloading the groceries or whatever, if you have to step away from keyboard at that window for 10 minutes, you've missed the event and you're screwed for another hour and a half. And you want to participate in the event if you want to get this gear, because that's really the best way to get the echoes, the memories, and to get the gear. There are a lot of ways I feel like they could make this better. And they're all things they've done in the past, right? It's not even like tech that they would need to build. They could have just gone a different way with the design for this. For instance, they could run the event multiple times during that cycle. But just guarantee that you only get the drops from the event for one time. So you can't grind the event out over and over and over again. But if you missed it at the hour and a half mark, you could find any other spot during the cycle to do it for yourself. That would be huge. They could have other things going on. They could have those World Quest type events go on throughout in the zone throughout the entirety of the hour and a half. So that would just give you some variety than just having to go to one of 3 spots in the zone and kill mobs until your eyes bleed, right? Hopefully, I don't know why. I'm really at a loss as to why this event is the way that it is. Because, Blizzard's been doing this for a long time. They've had a lot of examples of these events. They should know, I think, by now what works and doesn't work. And so for them to create an event that literally lasts for about 9 minutes, once every 1.5 hours, and then the rest of the time, all you can do is grind mobs, it boggles my mind. It really does. And I try to give Blizzard a lot of credit for. I still think this is going to be a great expansion, but this pre-patch event is not the best. However, though, it's not all bad either. They've actually done some really nice quality of life things for this pre-patch. So, for instance, when you're out grinding the mobs, you don't have to loot the memories at all. They just come to you, and that is a blessing, because it would slow things down even more if you had to run around and pick up the loot everywhere for these things. And so they did away with that, and that's nice. In general, I'm actually in favor of looting. I feel like it gives you context in the world in the general sense. But in this particular instance, where you are literally just trying to grind out currency as fast as you possibly can, and there's no other loot that can be dropped. Like, there's nothing else that drops other than the currency from these mobs. I think it makes perfect sense to not make you have to loot it. They did away with faction tagging, which is a huge quality of life improvement. I hope that practice stays in the past, dead and buried where it belongs. It is so nice because on my server, I think Horde outnumbers Alliance about 2-1. And in every other event in the past, I've always had to compete with faction tagging and not getting credit for a mob that some Horde character tapped. And in this one, it just doesn't care. You can transfer the currency from one character to another. So if you, like me, you have 4 or 5 70s and you don't care about the experience, you could literally just do all the farming on your favorite character and then move the currencies over to your other characters if they need to. You don't even, I guess you wouldn't even have to move the currency, because the things that you buy are account bound. So you could buy them from any one character, put them in your warband bank, and then have another character put them on, I believe. And then like another really nice thing is that the loot, you do get loot from the boss mob, and you're guaranteed it pretty much every time for every event. So there's no lockouts. There's no, I got 12 gold instead of the useful loot. You always get loot. And it may or may not be for your character, but it's a warband bound item, so you put it in your warband bank, and then one of your other characters can make use of it. Like so far, I've only been playing on my hunter. I've only done this event so far on my hunter, but my mage is already 3/4 of the way geared up with the new gear because I keep getting cloth drops. So those are really kind of nice. All right, so Yeah, it's a mixed bag for the expansion. And I would say right now it's probably a little more negative than positive. Some changes are coming down the pipe. For instance, they will change the timer next week from an hour and a half to an hour, and then the week after that it's supposed to drop to 30 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't drop that timer sooner. I wouldn't be surprised if during the maintenance next week they'd go right to the 30-minute time, just given the amount of feedback that I've seen where people are unhappy with it. Also, I think the weekly quest is a little harsh. I'm hoping they'll change that to a daily quest. We'll see. So anyway, are you playing the pre-patch? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know what you think if you are playing it all. And also, if you're playing anything else, and feel free to drop in and leave some comments on that. Let me know what I should be playing next instead of what World of Warcraft pre-patch. That's all we have tonight. Not going to be too long. Hopefully it's not too long. And tell me what you guys think. Be sure and like and subscribe. Obviously, duh. I am still trying to get 1,000 subs, even though I don't technically need it for the bookmarks. But, it would be lovely to have people coming by and watching the channel. All right. Thanks, everybody. And have a great night. Talk to you later.